Today I just want to talk to you about grain direction in paper. When paper is made by machines, the fibers are shaken in one direction, so you end up with quite a prominent grain in the paper. This is really important for bookbinding because your grain direction in a book must always run parallel with the spine of the book. This is so that you have drape with your pages so that they open nicely. In addition to that, when you get moisture onto paper, as when you do your spine linings and put glue on your spines, your paper will stretch with the grain direction. Now, this is very important. If your grain direction is running the right way, your paper will stretch and come back. If your grain direction is running the wrong way, your paper will stretch this way and you will end up with waves in your book. I'm sure you've all picked up a book and it's felt horrible. This is because the grain direction is running the wrong way, and also there's no drape in the pages, so the pages will fight you and not want to open nicely. But how do we tell grain direction? There's some very simple ways. Firstly, you can gently fold your piece of paper and feel the resistance when you're trying to fold it. There's a lot of resistance there. And then try it the other way and feel the resistance. There's hardly any resistance there. So I know that the grain direction on this paper is running what we call long grain. It's running down the long side of the paper. So if I was to make a book with this piece of paper, the spine has to be down the long side so that the page will have drape and will not buckle. But how else can we tell? If you're finding it difficult to feel the grain direction, another way you can test it is to just mark a line on your paper in the corner with the long side of your paper, just so you remember which way it was. And then what I do is I cut out a little square in the paper. And then you can take a water pen or a piece of paste, a bit of paste, and wet one side of the paper. Now what will happen is, you can see it happening already. I've wet one side of the paper and the paper has already lifted from my cutting mat, and you can see, if I hold it up to the light, the paper is arching that way. That means the grain direction is running the long way of the book. You see it's curling more and more as I wait. So that's another way to see the grain direction.